Hi there, thanks for watching. Today I'm going to talk to you about the five-step process that we use here at Fearless Content Group for creating content on behalf of our clients, and quite honestly, the process that we use to create our own marketing content internally. Tell you a little bit about that and some things that you can learn as well from that process if you're creating your own marketing content. So, hope that this is something that could be interesting to you. Before I get into it, I'm Timothy Weir, the founder of Fearless Content Group. Check us out at fearlessgroup.co. We're a content marketing company based here in Nashville, Tennessee. Social media is down below. And also be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, all of that great stuff. If you've watched enough YouTube videos, you get all that. So I'm not going to get into that. But I will talk a little bit about our five-step process for content creation. And this is one that is probably not original in the sense that we're not the only ones who do stuff like this, but it is tailored and adapted and tweaked specifically for startups and small businesses. And when I came up with this particular model, there were a couple things I wanted to overcome. And I haven't recorded a video yet about why I founded Fearless. I probably should do that at some point. I kind of just got started on these, educational, trying to offer value to you. But I might tell a little bit about the Fearless story in a second. But suffice it to say that I found the agency model. We've worked with several agencies at several small companies and startups. And I found the agency model just to be lacking in some ways and wanted to try and do a different approach to that. And this five-step process is kind of a response to that. It's something that could be implemented at a very small scale or large scale. It's very scalable, but I'll talk a little bit about why it solves some unique problems that startups face. And those problems are mainly tactics versus a strategy orientation, quick and speed in executing content, and maximizing growth potential. And so we'll talk about the 5 steps. So I'll go into it. First step is to gather your subject matter expertise. The first thing we would do here at Fearless is make sure to find whoever the subject matter experts find the subject matter experts in your company and make sure that we interview them. The interview could be over the phone, it could be a video, it could be written. That's flexible depending on what your needs are. But the first thing we want to do is, once we know what topic we're writing on, interview the subject matter experts. There are a couple reasons for this, and one of the reasons we like to start with the in-house subject matter experts, one is just the knowledge. You know your industry better than we do. And the point of our model is, let's not waste time trying to have us try to come up and figure out your industry. Although that will naturally happen over time, but let's leverage your expertise. Let's take what you know and apply it to the content, combine it with our content writing expertise. And so that's kind of the idea behind that model. So we gather your expertise. Included in that is going to be your positioning. Naturally, that's going to happen, but if we have any questions about how you want to position a specific topic relevant to your brand, again, you know your product offering better than we do. You can provide that insight, and we can just provide the execution on your behalf. So we start with those two things, and then included in expertise is research. We also do external research, not just to gather sources for the article, to show its authority, and to help with SEO benefits as well. But also to just validate things. Not that we don't believe anything you're telling us, but we always want to validate. It helps our credibility. It helps your credibility more than anyone. And when we can provide that validation, it's just going to make the article stronger. So that's the first thing we do, is gather expertise. The second thing is to create the content itself. Now you'll notice this is step number 2 of 5. Content creation is often the culmination of what we do. So how we consider it is the culmination, but really it's one step in a multi-step process when you're doing marketing content. So then we write it. Typically we go through an outline phase where we look at it depending on how you work and we work. You may provide feedback on an outline. You may provide feedback on a draft, or just wait until the final piece comes out. It really depends on what works. In our package, we offer 1 round of edits, so you chime in at whatever spot you think is best for you, but you get 1 round of edits in a particular piece. So we outline, write, we edit, we do all of that. We make sure it's optimized for search engines. We make sure it's optimized according to your brand specifications. And then we move to step 3, where we deploy the content. This varies depending on which package you have with us. If you have simply our creation plan, deployment is just handing you the document with the content in it. If you have a promotion plan, then we will broadcast it on behalf of your social media channels. It'll be dependent on whatever your level of promotion is. All of that stuff is stuff we work out in the contract phase, but the content gets out there and it gets to your audience. The 4th step that we do is probably, besides the generating of the content itself, it probably is the most important step, and that's analyzing results. Whether we manage that directly, looking in the dashboard itself, or you report to us the metrics, do that depending on what plan you have with us. We're always looking at results. We always want to know the results because that impacts how we write future pieces. I've said many, many times, and I'm going to say it again, and I'll keep saying it. You're probably going to get tired of me saying it. The number 1 metric of content quality is relevance to your audience. And every time we publish a piece of content, and for that matter, anytime you publish a piece of content, it's a test. It's always a test. It's a test of whether this topic and this approach is something your audience is interested in. And so what we do in the analysis phase is look at, is this topic resonating? Do we need to go similar to this, or do we need to try a different approach? You have to have that step in there. Otherwise, we could just keep making content that isn't getting anywhere. So we want to make sure that we have that 4th step, that analysis. And then the 5th step, and this is a unique differentiator that we have at Fearless, is to repurpose and redeploy content across various channels. Now, at this stage in our business, we only provide written content. So repurposing for us is taking it, I don't know, I've not talked about this in a video, but we really have 4 types of content that we do. We do articles or blogs. We do so your web content, web pages, articles, blogs, pillar pages, all of that. Production script, so anything that's a video or podcast script, social media content, and then any kind of downloadable or slide decks or anything like that. Anything that we need to go through a designer in order to have in its final form. Those are really the 4 types of content that we do on your behalf. And so when we repurpose content, we take it from one of the 4 and repurpose it into any of those other 3 areas that are of value to you, whatever you need. We do that free of charge. The reason being multiple reasons. One, it's maximizing your success, which your success is our success. We want to make sure the content goes as far as it can and impacts your brand as much as possible. So we're going to add that in as part of your plan. The second is I don't believe in charging people twice for the same words. That may be a way to make some quick money, but it's not in my mind a way to build a long-lasting relationship. So you get the same words in a variety of formats. So we repurpose. We send that to you so that you have that at your disposal and you get the maximum reach out of it. This method, which admittedly we still need to test it with more clients and then figure out exactly how we can tweak it and adjust it. But the great thing about this method is that it requires that we leverage your expertise and we make that go as far as possible. We try to take your insights and give them a maximum level impact. As a startup, that's what you need. You need maximum impact. And you're going to get to a point eventually where brand growth and all of this great stuff is going to happen. But impact and ROI and just getting it done is the most important thing in the stage. And so we structured this process in order to do that. I hope this is helpful. I hope that you've learned a little bit of something. I hope that this has provided some value to you. If you find value of this and you want to start using this process in your own content, that's also great too. I don't mind giving away the secret sauce. It's really not that secret. As I said, we didn't really make anything up. We're just refashioning it and making a version that works really well for startups. So hope this is helpful to you. Again, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like this video, and then some more videos and opportunity to subscribe are popping up here probably right now. So thanks for watching, and go do your thing.